What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach D Brown, former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. And man, speaking of the Royals, you know what I'm saying? We got a late special guest today, man. And we talked about this last week, and me being all over the place and doing different things here and there, I didn't reach out to my man because I wanted him to come on earlier, but because we had to change up with the college coach, Sienna coach Tony Rossi was supposed to come on today, but whatever, due to miscommunication or whatever, he was not able to come on. So I reached out to my guy right here, and I said, "Yo, bro, can you do me a solid? Come on the show, and let's talk about scouting and everything." And he was like, "Yo, I'm driving. I'm on the road doing what I do. I'm working, but I'll make it happen." And without further ado, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. We're gonna talk a little bit about the pro game and the amateur game and the from a scouting perspective. I've only had one other scout on here before. Well, yeah, I think so. One other scout here before, my boy Big Mug, who my boy Easy knows well. All right, and my two guys are going to be at my showcases over here. What's up, Nadine? What's going on? They will be at my showcases over here. Scouting and looking for some talent out here in Jackson, Tennessee. And Easy, I ain't talked to you about the Atlanta one yet, but we're gonna talk about that one in a minute. All right. So anyway, without further ado, I got Travis Easy, all right, Kansas City Royals scout, been around the game many years. Man, Travis, what's good, baby?
How's it going, D? I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
All right, no doubt, man. So Easy is his nickname. I'm gonna keep it at that. So we're gonna keep it in the Royals family too, Kansas City Royals family in here. So Easy, man. I love every time I get my guest on, man. I love to, get the background. All right. I know you got, you played a while, man, in the pro game yourself, man. So you know all aspects of it. But I want to learn about Easy before he got to the pro game, man. So tell me a little bit about, where you from, playing career to where you are now as a scout over with the Kansas City Royals.
Okay, grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, inner city kid. Played a little bit of football, baseball, track. Was able to land, get drafted and get some schools on me. Western Carolina, East Carolina was my two choices. End of the day, went to the draft to play pro ball. But growing up in the city, man, it was rough. We didn't have a lot of direction, as far as baseball in general. Growing up in inner city, you get a lot of football, basketball. Baltimore is big in basketball, big basketball deal, and then football as well. But baseball was kind of the sport that a lot of black kids didn't really gravitate to. So my brother introduced me to baseball, and then I kind of fell in love with I got done playing and jumped into scouting, went to scout school, the Kansas City Royals. To this day, still with the organization, 10 years strong, going well. It's a blast, man. This game, learning a lot of traveling. I love the game, and just want to continue to inspire and help other kids and families. Let people know it's not just about MLB. It's not just about baseball, but life in general. Being positive and things like that. And also, as far as I know I'm probably getting long, but
No.
careers in baseball, bro. Not just baseball players, but they have coaches, they have scouts, they have bat boys, clubbies, you name it, they have it. It's a beautiful game. So,
man, I love what you're saying, and please don't rush. I mean, you got a lot to offer, man. Especially being a minority, being from the inner city of Baltimore, one of the roughest cities in the country, in the world. Overcoming that to getting drafted, playing 8-9+ years professionally, and now going back and scouting and helping families with their decision making and giving young kids the opportunity, the dreams that they, you know, they're wanting out of this, man. So how fulfilling is that, man? That, you know, you're able to call that family and say, hey, listen, we're going to draft you at XYZ round, and getting to know those families, and you know, because there's nothing like that personal relationship with that, you know, scout and that kid. Talk a little bit about that, man, because I know my scout, my Royal Scout. I got to know him pretty well over 2+ years, you know what I'm saying, of
Right.
going back and forth and meeting them and holler at them. So talk about that relationship that you build being on the road and you know, scouting that young player.
Basically, for me, the relationship starts early. You know, I want to look at kids whenever they start playing, if I can. You know, build a relationship. You know, maybe you can offer some assistance, but at least follow the kid and see the progression that he or she has made, and also ultimately get to know the families. You know, brothers and sisters, the mom and dad. You know, making sure you know who you're dealing with, because it's a lot, man. It's a lot that people go through in life. So it just building relationships. And then to me, the average person can look like a scout. You know, people think scouts look a certain way. You know, scouts look in all shapes and sizes, athletic, you know, whatever. All shapes and sizes. You don't know who you're gonna be, who's gonna look at you. So if I'm a player, I'm always going 100% at everything I do. Always going 100%. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to need to do. Go to 100% in the game. So why not do it every day? You step on the field. So then whoever's watching me, you know, I'm been going 100 the whole time, so it doesn't bother me. So I do run into that sometimes. Some kids get a little timid when people come around. They're not sure who they are, and they shy away a little bit. They may not do as well as they normally do. You know, some kids gotta learn that. You know, from a mental standpoint, baseball is mental. When you get to a professional standpoint, it's mental. College is what, because the game is not as fast. The higher you go, game speeds up. So really, you're gonna need that mental to slow it down. So I know I'm getting off the scouting part. I mean, the scouting part, but
No, that's all right.
yeah,
That's all right.
just, you know, fire more questions. I'll keep going.
Yeah, they so
Does anybody will anybody ask any questions at the bottom or something like that?
yeah, they're gonna ask. Let me get through my stuff, and then they're gonna ask. I promise you, they're gonna get to it, bro. All right. So they Coach Stubbs says, Coach Stanley Stubbs at Russ College says, my guy, we were just together the other day. All right, says what's up. Let me get a little shout out to my people that's on. Shout out to Sergio, ATL, Pierre, and Philly. Jan said, what's going on? Michigan in the house. D-Rob, Cali in the house. Coach Stubbs, shout out to Coach Stubbs. Chipper, what's going on? Nashville, all right, he at Jackson State right now throwing the pill. Shout out to Ty, hope he's doing well. Yvette, Pennsylvania, was good. All right. Big Rick, what's good? Nick, what's going on? Been a long time, brother. Canada in the house. All right. Nathaniel, all right, I'm going to get that question right there. I'm going to post it. My boy, he ain't going to be able to see it because he's driving. I hope he don't take his eyes off the road. All right, Nadine was good. Lorenzo was good. D-Town in the house. Jamila was good. All right. Let me see. I know I'm probably missing a few of y'all, but all right. All right. So first question came in is let me get the question up. Nathan, shout out to Nathan Moore. Nathan asks, do you look at height and size when drafting / scouting?
Yes, I look at height, size. It depends on what position they are, but at the end of the day, heart matters over anything. So you can be the smallest guy that can really pitch, throw, hit, power. I look at the 5 tools. To me, you got to have something that you're going to have to carry. You can carry versus you're going to be playing with all worlds. So when you play with all world, you got to have the best of the best: speed, power. One of those tools at least. You can be 5'6", 5'6", and you got a plus fastball, plus breaking ball, plus changeup. You know, I like guys that can run, So you got to be an elite runner, elite, may not be elite, but at the time defender, but at least you can improve. But height to me, it's not a big factor, but you know, I like hard, and you got those tools. It don't matter how big you are. You got Jose Altuve, you got Tony Kemp. You got guys that's 5'6", out there playing, and they producing and making guys win, helping guys win, and they're doing well.
All right, shout out to Keyshawn in Texas. Noah, what's good? What's going on? Junior college in the house. All right. So Noah, you reached out to me the other day, man. We talked about this. Let's get into this. I know my man asked me this the other day. I know players are in this situation, man. Obviously he's a junior college kid. Was looking to do big things, looking for the exposure, and the season gets cut short. Now there's only 5 rounds this past year. What do you see the future? What do you see the game going as far as rounds in baseball next year? And what about these that are on that cusp of getting drafted? And what's your best advice to those kids, man, that were thinking about the draft this year? Maybe they make it. What do you tell those kids, man?
Basically, I tell them just only control the things you can control, which is going hard 100%. Whatever your craft is. If you're a center fielder, be the best hitter, be the fastest, study the game. If you're a pitcher, study pitch grip, study your mechanics, study, how guys interview, whatever you need to do to control the things you can control, everything will take care of itself. It should make it easier. So work hard at everything you do. Always focus, be a student of the game. I know it was 5 rounds last year. This year, I believe they're going to expand it. I think it's finalized, but I'm pretty sure they're going to expand it. And they're changing the dates to a later date. So more guys will get the opportunity this year, but I just want to stress that just be ready. Be ready. If your name's called, be ready. And then when your name's called, you just execute.
All right. Ain't no science to this, Easy, right? Just basically go out there and showcase what you got, right? It ain't, you know what I mean?
It's a lot, but you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta, have an idea. Try to learn. The information's out there.
All right, that's why I have this platform, man. So anyway, where does he do most of? What do you do most of your recruiting? Easy, high schools, college campuses, or showcases?
All of the above. High school showcases, college campuses, high school campuses. It can be if I see a kid and he look tall and he look like he can throw a baseball, he got power, I might say, hey, how's it going? What school do you go to? I noticed you got a nice size. I recruit 24/7. So I love baseball to this day, and I'm gonna continue to love it. So.
All right. So it don't matter. Basically, it don't matter, huh? So you one of them? You walking down the street, or you see a kid, whatever, you gonna walk up to him like, "Oh, you play ball and this and that?" Or is it just strictly on the ball field? What's up?
I do it to say, hey, sometimes it be little kids that never even played the sport, but he has a good frame. He fit the bill, but he probably doesn't even play. So sometimes I go up and ask, hey, how's it going? I introduce myself. Say, hey, I see your kid got a nice build. Does he play baseball or anything? Play any other sports or anything? A lot of them say no. So I just give them the information like, hey, I'm a scout. We're looking for athletes. Your kid looks athletic. Maybe it may be something he may want to, try out to see. You never know. Because as you grow older, you learn from other people and things that try it all, and then at the end of the day, I tried it versus I didn't try it. I wish I would have, So.
All right. I mean, you see I mean, again, it's very rare, but you look at like guys like Matt Cain. They say he ain't start playing until he was a sophomore in high school, right? I know a couple other guys that started extremely late. But if you're an athlete, I mean, it's tough. I mean, he's he ain't the everyday way. But if you're an athlete, you can kind of come out of nowhere and essentially do what you got to do if you're an athlete.
I got a story right here for that. I
Let's
want to
go.
say Ben Zobrist. He's with us. He helped us win the World Series. I want
Yeah.
to say he didn't play baseball in high school, or he didn't start. This guy won multiple World Series, and he's a really good athlete, good hitter, player. Like, that's a great story right there as far as that. So, like, it's kids home right now or in school, getting out of school, that don't even play. They sitting on the bench right now that may play in the big leagues one day.
Mm.
That
Mm.
take somebody's spot in college that's turned out to be a good college player and get a scholarship, or not probably not get a scholarship because you're starting so late, but
Mm.
somebody might give that kid an opportunity like a walk on.
Mm.
I got a guy now, that he wasn't even a pitcher. He just learned how to pitch, and now he's a guy. He's a prospect. So it goes to show you that the more you work and you show people what you have, what kind of talent you have, opportunities may come upon.
Mm. Man, I love that, man. But this is let me get these questions in because I got a bunch of questions. I don't want. Let me get my listeners and they questions in. All right. Well, shout out to Marcy. Was good. How are you scouting now with the new changes? Marcy asks.
Yes, we have a lot of rules as far as that. We weren't able to get out how we normally got out during the summer times to really scout it, because the summers are really, really crucial for us. Building foul lists, building the depth chart, getting to see guys against more competitive uh, players. More higher velocities, better defenses, stuff like that. Um, so we kind of made it work. A lot of Zoom stuff, a lot of Zoom calls, things like that. But we try to make it work and do what we can to protect ourselves and try to find the best players.
All right. All right. I think my boy LaRon asked this: Did a Major League Baseball GM sponsor you to attend scout school? Lonnie Goldberg or Dayton Moore? I know he froze up, but look at that face. Let me see. Hopefully he come back in a little bit, but that face he get right there. I don't know if he did that face to that question or what, but um, hopefully he froze. He driving in a place that's he's driving. I think he said he's somewhere in Mississippi or somewhere, and I'm bringing him in as he's on the road working. I think he said he's going to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So hopefully we'll get him back in. All right. I hope that face he making right there ain't because of that question I asked him. All right. He'll come back on. He'll come back on. He probably got to re-enter and stuff. So we'll get these questions answered. So anyway, my boy Easy will be at the showcases in Jackson State. I mean, at Community College in Jackson, Tennessee. All right. Him and two other coaches, scouts will be there. Los Angeles Dodgers scout and Oakland A's scouts will be in attendance at Jackson State. Easy, I have to talk to him, but he will be in Atlanta too. The Atlanta, September 19th. The showcase I'm having is September 19th. Easy will be in attendance there. Again, I put some of the information on there. Reach out to me. I have the links and everything for you to sign up by tomorrow, most likely no later than Friday. Again, I put this platform together. You see a young brother out there scouting these dudes all across the country. Been an inner city kid himself. All right, grinded, played 9 years professionally, and then now he's on the road drafting. Players in and around the South area. All right, so there's plenty of scouts like that all around the country that have stories, have backgrounds. You end up developing really good relationships for those pro prospects that are on there. They're essentially you can actually talk to them more than you could talk to college recruiters. Okay, so I'm hipping you guys the game right now because of the rules and all of that changing. You get to talk to these scouts. It ain't no rules against them. Essentially, talking to you, developing relationships and here and there, and you become really, really cool with these. Especially the local area scouts. Okay, these are the ones that are essentially they want you to succeed. They're gonna make sure they're gonna do their cut. Dot their I's and cross their T's, but they you to succeed. You got a scout right now in your area right now that's wanting you to succeed, because if you are in his area and you are balling, you essentially are, helping his job out. You know what I'm saying? So that's the big thing. So Easy, I was talking about that relationship again. I just kind of, I was just going off a little bit while you come back on. Can you hear me good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry about that. My the
No,
temperature for my
you
phone
good.
overheated. It was on that stand, so I put it down. I apologize.
All right, cool. All right. So people listening, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's right here. The link is here. I was just talking about that again. I was just kind of referring to that relationship between that player and that scout, especially that scout that's, at the local high schools and those college campuses. And I was telling them, especially those high school kids, that during the recruiting process, there's only a certain amount of, I say you develop, for those pro prospects, you develop a better relationship with the scouts, than you do with the college coaches, because the college coaches necessarily got rules and stuff about talking to you. The scouts,
Right.
they could be hollering at you from freshman, sophomore year, right? So you can have a better relationship with the scouts than you can with a college recruiter. Yes or no?
I agree. It's a lot of rules the NCAA, they give, as far as coaches can say this, players and stuff like that, but scouts can have a more open relationship and can say a little bit more. So yes, I agree. And we, if you have questions, don't be shy to ask questions. No question's a dumb question, because
Oh,
some people, may
we
not be
got
sure
questions.
about anything.
We
I'm just
got.
saying, if they come in contact with a scout, because
Oh,
some
okay.
guys, some families
Okay.
and stuff, they don't ask me a lot of. They just, they don't know what to ask. A lot of them. So,
All right. What? All right. Let me get to this. Let me. So I'm gonna hit the parents. I'm gonna ask the question, because there's some. What are some of the questions that a parent can walk up to you? Because parents feel like they're interrupting your job if they're coming over and asking you any type of
right.
thing here and there. So what are some questions that parents can ask you?
I would, like, if I was a parent and I see a scout, try to ask questions before or after the game. Mainly before, because some guys might go to other games, because we have our schedules our schedules are really, really busy during the spring. So sometimes we can double up and see 3 guys in one day, 2 guys in one day, or it could be 4 or 5 guys in one field. But you may have to go to this game here at 2, and then you have to drive 2 hours to get to another game at like 7. So it just depends on scout schedule. But if I'm a parent, I'm gonna see us. If I know he's a scout, you can ask him, talk to him, hey, how's it going? Are you a scout? Most guys will tell you who they are. Um, Ask them the questions before the game. No question's a dumb question. Just ask whatever. Are you looking at my kid? Who you checking out? Some guys may say something. Some guys may keep it on the hush. Because they try to hide kids out. I get it. You know. Those are dumb questions. You can ask me anything, and I'll try to do my best to answer it. If I'm not sure, I'll try to get the information from another source that can get your question answered.
All right. We're gonna talk about the shenanigans these scouts play too, man. But anyway, how many rounds? I got plenty of stories about those, man. But how many rounds will there be in the draft next year? Nathaniel asked.
My guess is 20. I believe it's 20. I want to say it's 100%, but I'm gonna say 20.
I've been hearing the same thing, anywhere from 20 to 25. Now, how many years has it been down to 40? You younger than me, so when I
I think it was
play,
4
yeah,
years ago.
how
I
many?
think it was 4. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. It
Oh,
switched.
that's it's only been around that long. I thought it was longer than
It
that.
could have been longer. It could have
Okay.
been longer.
No,
Maybe
you
6.
know. Listen, I'm talking. You would know. You would know more than I would.
To me, I treat every look. When I work, I treat everything. Every round is the same. I try to do. I try to go 100%.
Mhm.
So
Okay. What do you mean by that? So tell me, like, when you mean you try to go, each round you treat different, the same. What does that mean?
Stay to the left,
just
I-59 south.
try to cover your area. Try to know who's out there,
Right.
who can play and who can help the team win. What value could they bring? And try to do your homework on the players.
All right. We got Yvette in Pennsylvania says, I follow area code baseball and their underclass games, activities that normally require scout referrals. How do young athletes connect with pro scouts? How can they get your attention outside of showcases and tournaments?
Social media, huge. Social media. Social media, reaching out, trying to reach out to whoever, somebody that may know a scout or a college coach that may know a scout, whoever. I think social media is huge. Showcases, to me, that's the best route. Showcases, if you can't get there, got to be, to me, social media. Or if you know someone that knows someone, reach out. Especially if you got talent. I try to do my best to find the guys, but the talent have to be, to the level that we're looking for, because I cover like parts of 5 states, and it's impossible for me to cover the whole entire area and see every school. So you have to go, you have to work your way down. It's a process of everything how we do. You have to work your way down, and some guys don't get looked because the information may not be out there. Maybe the person didn't go to a showcase. Maybe they didn't speak up. Maybe they didn't run hard through the bases. Maybe they was
Mm,
really maybe they're fast, right? And they
Speak
didn't
on
run
it.
hard
Speak
through
on
the
it.
base, and people don't even know how fast they are because they don't do it 100% every time. So
Mm,
to me, if
mm,
you're doing 100% every time, you're going to continue to get faster. You're going to get
mm,
noticed. Scouts are
mm,
going to come. People are going to
mm,
talk, and
mm,
they talk. When they talk,
mm,
if I'm getting information for a person that I trust, I'm like, okay, this person here, we've had dealings. He's giving me some information. I've used it. I evaluated that player, and he was pretty much right on or close. I'm gonna trust him. So if he gives me a lot of information and I'm like, it doesn't add up, and I go see the guy and he's not adding up, I may not go back to that guy again. I might be like, because again, you have 5 states. It's so many guys you can see, and
mm,
so much time. So, you know,
mm. Hey, that's great advice, man. These, let me, I could talk all day. Let me give all my listeners they love, man. Let me see. All right. We're gonna follow up with Yvette. This you pretty much said this already, but let me make sure I get these questions out. What are the best ways to initiate contact with scouts? I know you just answered that, but I want to make sure I.
social social distance. Now we got a social distance too.
All right, all right. Let me see here. We got do you come to perfect game events?
Oh yes, yes, I love perfect game events. Love it. It's like a kid in a candy store. You go to the candy store, and there's a bunch of prospects out there, bunch of tools, guys that can run, field, throw, body, strong, power, and then it's putting them all together. Who does what position was cool, and then when they work out, is who can do it in BP to the game, and execution. And some kids if they don't execute, I already got the body, the tools, and whatever. Now I'm just putting them in my
In one
pocket,
mile,
follow that
you
person,
still have 2 lanes to stay
and
to
then
the
see if they
left,
click, long
559
term.
South
So,
Floral, New Orleans.
yes.
Uh, I love it. All right, we got my boy Sergio says, do he look at 2024 Class D and hit the ball like a 2021, both sides, and built like 20 years old? All right.
Oh, say that. Say that again. Hold on. That was
Okay. All
funny. Say
right.
it
Yeah, my
again.
boy
I want to
Sergio.
make sure I got it
He
all right.
he love he bigging up his son. He said, do he look at the 2024 Class D and hit the ball like a 2021, both from both sides, and built like a 20-year-old?
Oh, you put.
He
If you
told he
are,
basically
if you
said
have
he
ability,
basically
I'm gonna keep
he
my eye
said
on
what?
you.
Huh?
I said basically, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you have ability, 24 switch hitter, he's strong. Okay,
Right. So yeah, he could play.
What's
And
his
he
name?
a big time
What's his name?
offensive lineman. He a big time defensive lineman too, out of the Atlanta area. Like big time. He a D lineman who switch hit and hit bombs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to get him out here to Atlanta. Speaking of that, Sergio, take your butt out here to Atlanta to my showcases, playing around over here. I know he in football mode right now, but I'm gonna try to get him out here on the field so you can see him. Anyway, how much of a decision maker are you in your position? Are you looking to move up higher in the organization and in the MLB scouting chain? He's freezing up on me again. He's driving. I'm trying to get these questions in here, man. I'm
Okay.
All right, you back? You back? You back? All right. Well, we just got. Listen, I hope y'all stay on. I keep y'all entertained as much as I can. Until he hop in and out. He's driving. All right, you good?
That area.
All right, you good?
Yes, sir.
All right. How much of a decision maker are you in
Yeah.
your position?
Yeah.
Position? Are you looking to move up higher in the organization and the MLB scouting chain?
Like to move up, but you have to continue. Just work hard and wait your turn. Continue to work hard, wait your turn. Ultimately, yes. I like to move up.
All right. All right, my boy Lorenzo says, do you scout a specific
They
region
have
or you
different.
scout?
I'm an area supervisor. They have cross checkers. They have national cross checkers. They have different, titles.
Yeah, can you speak on that a little bit so the people understand, the different levels of scouting? If you could talk about that, I heard you kind of broke up a little bit, but can you talk about the different levels of scouting?
Yeah, they're area supervisors. They have cross checkers. They have national cross checkers. They have different. They have pitching guys, hitting guys, assistant to the GM. Just got baseball.
All right. Lorenzo says, do you scout a specific region or you scout all over? How does a player get on your attention?
Southeast region. Like I said, social media helps. It helps a lot if guys are committed to your bigger schools. They help a lot. Because I like to work the top down. If I got guys committed to LSU and he's in my area, that's the first guys I try to target if I didn't see him at any other events or have history with them prior.
All right. Let me give a few more people that's on here. Shout out to my boy Bruce Early, high school teammate. Danny, what's good? Poke, what's going on? Juan, Dale, what's up, Juan? All right, old team of the month. All right. Louis Lopez says, that's my dude, Easy. Yo, great dudes right here. What up, fellas? Louis Lopez, shout out to New York up there. He said, let me see here. Shout out to Didi. What's up, Mike? All right, LeBron and Brad. What's up? All right, okay. Let's keep this ball rolling, man. Frank Jarrell says every scout wants to find a diamond in the rough. You're right. Let me ask this question from Lawrence. Lawrence says, how often does players get drafted out of high school and junior college?
Every year. It doesn't matter. Every year, high school, junior college, 4-year schools, NAIA, they come from everywhere. It just I can speak for myself. I like to find one of the 5 tools elite, and it has to play. Nowadays when you start taking the rounds away and teams and stuff like that, you have to really be more polished than the guy that's further away. So if you got an elite tool and you got a couple of them and you're polished and you can execute in the game, that's when you keep moving. That's when the guys move up and around. You know, the guys that can continue to separate themselves and rise when the games when they play ball, who can do it? Who can do it more chances than none, or they have really good mechanics. They have a really big tool. They may not perform that day, but in practice or infield,
Mm,
outfield, BP, you
mm,
see those things, and once you see it, it'll hit you. Like, oh, did you see that? It's like a crossover. When guys playing basketball, you cross somebody over, and you see that too. It's like, woo. So that's kind of on my end. That's kind of how those tools hit me. So
Listen, hey, let's. I love what you just said. All right, because you said a little smidget of it, right? So let's go back, all right? Because most 16 and 17-year-old kids that's out here playing showcase baseball, especially, they gonna go through. They gonna work hard during warm up and infield and outfield and stuff like that. But they gonna think all their money's gonna be made in the game. All right, can you talk a little bit about how important the infield and outfield and the batting practices and stuff like that, how important that is, especially when it comes to scouting, please?
very, very important. When you put your cleats on, like
Mm,
I like to be a guy to get there early. I like to get there early. If I have time, I'll stay late because sometimes I like to talk to whoever. It could be if it's the first time, my first time meeting a player or something like that. Sometimes I'll stay late, and I like to talk to the kid or the parent if they're available. But I get there early, and I like to see who get there. What time the kids get there? How do they prepare? How they put their cleats on. How they stretch. You know. Do they look at the if outfielders go check the grass? If you are a guy that's playing on the field you never played before, check the dimensions. Guys that get there late, they dragging and
mm,
they get
mm,
into the line late and they looking for
mm,
such and such. They about to stretch. They about to do a team meet, but
mm,
they looking for such and such.
mm.
You better be elite. If not, it's like, come on, man. It's like, So
Speak on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you make me laugh, but again, it's a serious issue, all right? Because he done seen thousands of players and thousands of games, and he's giving y'all some real inside thing, all right? Because again, us parents, we drop our kid off, hopefully on time, and we go about our business. We ain't necessarily we thinking like, okay, the game is at 7 o'clock. That's the most important time for him to shine, which is very important. But my boy is telling y'all, as soon as he walks on the field and laces up those turfs or cleats, it is evaluation time. All right, even before he walks on the field, it's evaluation time. All right, he's checking who's the last one in the line. You grab passing. You doing all these craziness stuff instead of doing your work. This is when the tough. This is the evaluations start. Now he's gonna come back on. All right. All right. So anyway, let
can
me
you
get these
hear me?
stories back out. Yeah, you good. You good. All
Okay.
right. So let me get some more
Sorry, I
questions out, man.
apologize.
I love when you speaking that knowledge, man. You helping a lot of people out here, man. A lot of people. And most people gonna act like they know it and get it and all of that, but until decisions are made, these are the separators. Those little, it ain't the velos and the power that helps you get in the door, but it's the other stuff. I had to learn the hard way, man. So anyway, love the stories about your experiences. Can you tell us about the last time you saw a talent that made you stand up? You were just talking about that, right? Also, which positions do you scout most? Good questions, Mike.
What position I scout most? I like to look for if I don't have the history of the player, I'm just going to any game. Up the middle guys, catchers, left-handed pitchers, right-handed pitchers, shortstop, middle and second base, and center fields. Look at you got a chance to speak to them prior, how they speak, things like that. Continue to talk to coaches, to ask questions about the player. What type of play. When I talk to a coach, I kind of ask them, hey, how's it going? To introduce myself. Do you have any guys that have talent? Have a tool or college commitments or anything like that? But if I'm just out watching a game, I just sit and watch up the middle players, guys that wow me. Watching a basketball game, pickup game. Who's going to excite me? Show me some excitement. So, also the second part of the question, stand up. Um, East Coast Pro. I was at East Coast Pro in Birmingham not too long ago. There was a lot of talent there that made me stand up. I mean, like guys that throwing 100 miles an hour, 98, 95, 60 times. The guys that run. I like the guys that can run. Guys that can run. Guys that short the actions, the instincts. It was a lot of guys that wowed me that day. It was handpicked. That event was handpicked by scouts. So it was a lot of talent. If I go to a regular game during the spring, you may not see the wow factor as much, as I did at East Coast Pro. So
All right. Let me get these. I got one question that came to me. A parent asked me the other day. Me and Muck talked about this the other day too, but I'll get to it. But let me get these questions in. All right. Marcy said, "Will you be in the Chicago area soon?"
no, that's outside of my territory. So we have guys that cover that area, do a tremendous job. So that area is covered, and that's, Chicago is nice though.
No, it is. Lauren says, "D, I'm going to text you a name of a kid he needs to be on. May already be on him and heard of him. All right, text me that name, and I'll get it to Easy." Pierre says, "How many minority scouts and does MLB have a program or process to recruit minority scouts in the States?"
Right now is a tough time due to the COVID, and MLB not able to play how they full season and have fans in the stands. So some jobs are it's tough right now. But prior to all of this, yes, they do have a lot of minority scouts. Do they have minority scouts? Do they have like a program as far as that? I believe they do. MLB does have like a diversity program dealing with minorities. Yes.
All right. And parents, at the end, I'm gonna talk about this too, because this is just real prompt too. I'm glad Easy had the time to do this while he's driving. But if you guys enjoy this, sounds like you guys do, man. I'll bring on different guys from player development guys, to evaluation. Can you talk about a little different from the pro side? Easy, talk about the difference between the player development side and the evaluation side. I know it kind of sounds pretty self-explanatory, but can you let the listeners know the differences between the two?
Yeah, player evaluations. We evaluate the player. We write the reports. We let the office know, hey, who are the guys that need to be seen. And once we hopefully select the player, because we like the player, we believe in the player, that we turn it over to the development side and those guys, front office, the coaches, the farm directors, the managers. Hopefully, at the end of the day, get those players to the big leagues to help the organization win.
All right. Let's see. D-Rob says, "Do you scout many HBCU schools?"
Absolutely.
All right. And you right there in the belly of most of those schools, right down there. So he can't help but do that. And let me just shout out the parents. I just saw maybe 2 or 3 parents do this, and I appreciate you guys. It actually gives me goosebumps. I'm an easy goosebumper guy, right? But I just saw some of my parents when he was talking about how to perform on the field and what he'd be looking for. I just saw a bunch of parents tag. I think you tagged your kids, all right, to look at this type of stuff. All right, either your husbands or your kids. All right, one of the two. I'm hoping it's your kids. That's what this is about, man. And I hope you replay this. What he's spitting. This is a scout. It may come off as like great information, all of this, but these are the type of dudes that change your life. All right, from
The
what I'm saying.
information I'm giving you is just my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion on certain things, but just my opinion on some things.
Yeah, don't be downplaying it. Shoot, your opinion mean a lot, man. You don't change people's lives, which your opinion of a guy will change a kid's life. What you mean? Yes or no?
I try to.
Yeah. All right, shoot. We downplaying what
Yes,
you do.
yes.
You speaking some real ish. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. How do you feel about UT players developmentally? UT players. How do you feel about
What,
UT?
University of Texas?
I don't think she means that. I could be wrong, but
How you feel about
you,
UT players? I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
You better ask that question again, cause I don't know. All right. My boy Rick. All right. Shout out to Rick. All right, I got a question, but nothing to do with scouting. Just want to know, where can I get one of those lids? Rick, holla at me, private message me. I'll get you one of these. All right, no doubt. Okay. Nah, that might be the best question of the day right there. All right. So all right, I will definitely private message me. I'll get you linked up with one of these. All right. Utility. All right. Listen, Yvette. Hey, Yvette showing me the game. All right, UT. I got a utility player. I got it. All right, sorry about that, Yvette. Lord have mercy. I should know that, right? Whew. All right. How do you feel about utility players develop mentally? How do you
Oh,
feel about
utility players. To
yeah,
me,
develop?
to me, the average utility player at the level I look at, they should be a really, really good baseball player. Guys that know how to get them over, get them in. They bunt guys over, they move guys over, they hit and run. They take the extra base when guys are, maybe not going hard, on that ground ball. They're ahead of the game. They're actually ahead of the game. They kind of know what's going to happen before it happens. For me, that's the classic utility guy that I look for. They can play multiple positions, and not just infield but outfield. If I'm a young kid growing up, play every position. Play every position because you never know what the team needs. You got to be a team leader, and also try to gain knowledge on different things, different positions, because if you get thrown in there, I've tried it already. I've tried it. I kind of know the steps and I kind of have the routine, the things that, so you can execute and help the team win, help the team win.
Yeah, and you just spoke on one of the best utility players ever. You spoke about him earlier, Ben Zobrist. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
he was everything you just said. All right. So, all right. From the when you out there and evaluating players, do you find yourself being, and I say this in the most, I don't even know if I should use this word, but are you real stereotypical when it comes to certain players and races and stuff like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes we see a black dude, we automatically think he should be able to run. All right, or we see a big burly white dude, we think like, oh, he throw the ball hard, you know what I mean, or something like that. Do you find yourself, Spanish dude, Latin dude, oh, he must got good hands. You know what I'm saying? Do you find yourself doing that, or is it just you just trust what your eyes say and do what you do? You don't have no preconceived notions of players.
I look at every player the same. The tools, the athleticism, the body, the looseness, the quickness. That's what I'm attracted to. I don't care what are you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, then if you have those and you're a good person, and that's even better.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this from a scouting aspect of it, from when you played, all right, when you first was coming out of college or high. Did you come out of high school or college? I don't remember you told me. I know you
Coming
went
to high
to.
school.
You told,
Out of high school.
okay, good, man. Nice. So, do you find the game changing as far as like from when you were coming out and what you felt like the scouting game was, how they evaluated you to where the game is now? You know what I'm saying? Or even then, you've been scouting 10 years now, so I'm sure within 10 years, the game has changed. You know what I'm saying? As far as your scouting and things, that the measurements and analytics and stuff, like, what has changed most in the 10 years of you scouting?
It's the same game, you know. Things are going to change with inflation. Things are going to go up and down. To me, I just believe in continue to work hard, continue to grow. When change comes, just continue to try to, blend with the change, and hopefully the change can make you better, and whoever you're working around, better. That's what I agree with.
All right. Pook says, what up? Pook? You said, what area does Travis scout in?
Southeastern region.
All right, so your area, all right. Pook's in Alabama. So you talk about the level of scouting. Talk about the. Do you like from a competition aspect of it? Like, all right, so you come to a showcase like mine, right? Next month. What do you when you come to these type of showcases? What do you hope to, get out of those showcases? When you're walking out of there, what do you hope to see? All right, because it's not necessarily hardcore game action and stuff like that. How do you walk away and say, yo, that was a good showcase?
Mechanics, bodies, mechanics, tools. That's what it is. Like a lot of times too, when you go watch a game, some guys may look at the score and all that. I'm not a big score guy, unless he's a pitcher and he has to control the game and things like that. And then sometimes a hitter, when you're watching the hitter, you want to see how they rise to the occasion when bases loaded, game on the line. But normally I'm looking at the mechanics, the bodies, the tools, how he handles himself versus failure versus when he's doing well,
Mm, mm, mm. And that's what I said. You talked about this earlier, man, and I love it, man. When you said, baseball, I was just talking about this to somebody, man, and I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want people to get the wrong impression, but who was I talking to about this? It was two sport guys, and we were talking about training and stuff like that coming up back in the day. But I always get this picture of David Wells and Bobby Jenks. You remember Bobby Jenks, the closer for the Whites?
Bobby Jenks, yes, big guy. Throw about 100 miles an hour, 98, 99. Yeah, yes, sir.
Right.
Like 6'6", some 6'5".
Yup. Just big. Just here it is, hit it. And I think about their bodies, and I think about the beauty of baseball. That these dudes are built with a great left arm and a great right arm. They ain't gonna go out there and outrun you in a basketball court. They ain't gonna out jump you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All safe. I believe they come in all shapes and sizes.
Had one tool and made millions of dollars off of one tool. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of this game of baseball. So when you saying like, yo, show your tools, all right? There's guys that have. Go ahead. You about to say it?
No, just saying yes. I believe you just show it because that tool could get better. Like if you don't show it every day, if you don't go hard every day, how can the tool improve? And how can you show the tools? Which is the arm strength, which is the fielding, the power, the hit for average, defense,
Let me ask you this. So have you ever drafted somebody off of just one tool?
I have.
See?
Down a breaking. It could be a breaking ball. It could be a changeup. It could be a fastball. One of those tools, yes, it could be one. But when you have one, I believe in you got to have more with that one tool, which is the mental side of it.
How do you rate that? I mean, how do you know what I'm saying, like judge that? I'm gonna ask this. I ask this recruiter. So when you get on a guy and you like, man, I like this kid. All right, let's say hypothetically you come next month to I'm gonna keep pumping at my showcase, right? You see a kid with some tools, okay? What do you do from that point on? Let's just say he's a sophomore, all right? And you like his tools. Where do you go from that point on? What is your plan of action from John Smith, who was at a showcase that showed you something, all right? What's your plan of action with this kid?
continue to follow him. You know, you write down the note. I write it down. I take my notes the day I saw him, the kid, and what he showed me, what he did. If it excited me, you know, you drew interest. You just continue to chart it down. Every time you see the kid, you try to take notes and remember what he did to see if he improved, if he showed you something different. You know, from that standpoint.
So, like, how many times do you? I guess there's no certain number, but how many times, if you know, you like to see a kid before you say, hey, you know, he's a senior now. We need to draft his, you know, hey, I'm gonna put his name in for, hey, you know, this kid could potentially be a big leaguer.
Yeah, you try to see him as many times as possible. Like I said, when you first see a kid, if he's 12 years old, if he's 15, 8, you know, you try to see him as much as possible. Now, when it gets around to the years his draft eligible year, you try to see him as much as possible, more than any other draft guy if you really like him and things like that. You know, especially if you're trying to take a guy higher. You know.
All right. Did you sign Vance Vizcaino?
No, I did not. I know Vance well, him and his dad. Great people, great guys. I love them. I want to say he's still playing, but no, I did not sign him.
All right, AD thought asked that. Shout out to AD. So let's talk about, you know, I want to get a little nitty gritty. Let's talk behind the scenes, and I know you're driving. I'm gonna get you out of here, man. But I love, you know, for my parents and my listeners to understand the game within the game. How prevalent is it for you guys to? And I may be just talking, you know, my personal stories, but do scouts try to hide guys or try to come up with lies or something about a player or two because you really like him and you don't want that team to draft that particular person?
Some guys do it. You know, they do. You got to do what you got to do to try to help the organization win. I mean, I don't know. I don't do it. I try not to do it. I try to be honest with who I talk to. But there may be some guys that do stuff like that. But I try to be honest and be straight up, be straightforward. Because at the end of the day, they come out. So.
All right. We got my boy Rodney says, how do you evaluate the mental aspect of a player? Mental toughness, baseball IQ, etc.
Watch him play, ask questions, talk to his coaches, talk to sometimes teachers. It could be the peers, it could be the friends that he goes to school with. You know, you try to get all information possible to make, you know, a decision on some certain guys.
All right. AD said his father signed him. Vizcaino, his dad signed my boy AD. So that's why he brought up the name. But yeah. So the I know you signed a guy over there, man, and out there in Mississippi. He's been on the show a little bit. I talked to him the other day, man, and my boy
Cody Reed.
Yeah, Rudy, like Lord, Rudy Martin. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Thank you. Yeah. What's up, man? So I mean, just yeah, I know, man. I know. And then I want to, and we had this conversation. You know, so me and Mark had this conversation, and a parent, I think she was on today. I hope she's still on. What's more important, man? Because she asked me this question, and I said, you know, one way, and it could be wrong. You know, I ain't gonna say wrong. It's my opinion, but what's more important, the round or the money that you get? You know, what's and draft wise.
The round for the play? What, the round or the money for the player, or who is this pertaining to the player?
Yeah, in general, like, you know, what's more important, you know, to a kid? Is it the round he got drafted in, or is the money that was given to him?
To me, it's both parties. Whatever both parties, you know, agree. You know, we have to sit down and negotiate with sometimes advisors and things like that. And the family and the kid to me, is whatever all parties agree on. You know, at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it boils down to me. It doesn't matter what round you go in. It doesn't matter where round you go in. I've seen guys, Gerard Dyson, 50th round. He's still playing right now to this day. I want to say he with the Mets. He's been on the Royals, I want to say Pirates a little bit, the
Yeah.
Diamondbacks,
Yeah.
Mets.
Yeah. Yeah. He just got traded to
No,
them.
White Sox. Sorry, White
Yeah.
Sox,
Yeah.
man.
White
I think
Sox.
White
Yeah.
Sox.
Last week,
Sorry.
right? He got
Yeah.
traded last week. Yeah. He was
Right.
with the Pirates.
So
With us with
50th
the Pirates.
round, he helped us win the World Series. And he's still playing. So it doesn't matter what round you go in, you know. It's all about how do you play? How do you play? Can you compete? Can you, help the team win by those tools and get it done? Execute at the highest level.
I mean, so you see guys like him, Jerome and Mike Piazza and guys like that, we both know plenty of dudes that, have got drafted well past the 20th round. How different would this game be with just 20 rounds? Do you feel like it would be more competition? Or do you feel like a lot of kids that are talented that, wasn't quite right at that first 20 rounds, you know what I'm saying? Where do you see the game going in the near future, as far as talent-wise? Do you see it being an uptick in talent because it's lesser rounds? Or do you see a lot of guys that are going to be stuck at home and, that would have been drafted in the past that, a lot of major leagues are going to be sitting on the side, future side, major leaguers sitting on the sideline, no?
I believe it's going to be it's going to fluctuate. I think it depends on which state you're in and what area. But at the end of the day, it's inflation, man. Everything gonna keep going up. It's gonna keep going up. Like to me, the velocities are going up. As far as like the average fastball in major leagues, seems like each year it goes up. The power numbers are going up. Things are going to keep getting inflated.
Strikeouts going up?
Yeah, you can, you gotta manage those. You gotta manage those.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm just saying. Oh, we talked about the other day. But Yvette says youth baseball has become a highly profitable activity. Some are pretty shady. What type of identifying credentials do scouts show when approaching kids, parents, and coaches?
Oh, that's
Anyone
smart.
can say. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say anyone can say they're a scout. How do I know that they're legitimate?
We have ID. We have ID, and they don't have ID. They should show you some type of something online or something saying that they are a scout, that they work for a team, or they have different scouts now. Let me explain to you. In my opinion, my knowledge that I know of, that we have bird dogs as well, that they don't have IDs. They work for a team. I have a few guys that help me out because I'm not able to be everywhere at one time. So they can see a game. Like I said, scouts can come all shapes and sizes. Not you never know who's watching. So he can watch a game and say, "Hey man, I seen this guy. He did this. He did that. He relayed a message. I look the kid up, and I do my work. And if it checks out, I'm gonna go see the player. So he may not have ID. So a lot of times it's you trusting that the kid, the guy who you spoke to about your son or daughter, because you have, they got softball scouts too, to go to help colleges out. I'm pretty sure they do.
All right, good questions. All right, Gavin asks, how do most guys get drafted out of high school that are position players? What are some of the criteria scouts like yourself look for?
Center fielders, guys that can run, guys that can cover the ground. At the end of the day, if you hit, it doesn't matter. But you got to hit elite pitching. So it doesn't matter what position. But if I'm just looking at position guys, an outfield, center fielders, guys that can run. The corner guys are guys that can really hit for power. Those are the things I kind of look for as far as a defensive standpoint in outfield.
All right. Jansen asks, does Travis check social media on potential players he signs?
We check it before and during and after. Yes, try to.
All right, great question. Man. All right. Shout out to my boy Josh. Josh asks, Travis, do you talk to high school coaches or are they obsolete in pro talk?
No, I talk to a lot of them. I try to talk to every when I go to a ballpark. If I haven't met the guy, I would like try to speak to every one of them because you never know. You might have played with the guy. You might have played with the guy. You might have played against him on another team. You might have a guy for you, or you might have a guy. Vice versa. You never know. So
All right. Got to talk to the high school coach, huh? So, if a kid signs out of high school, would an organization pay for his college tuition if released after 1 year?
yes, he has at least 2 years. As far as I know, 2 years to use your money. As far as the college scholarship plan.
Yeah, I didn't know that part, and that got me. And when I went to Japan, they didn't count that. And they didn't count Japan as
Oh
playing
wow,
professionally. Yeah, so
wow.
I try to use that money up, man. That's only close to 100 racks, man. You know what I mean? That I couldn't use. I was mad, man. I'm mad at my agent because he didn't tell. It wouldn't have changed anything, but the fact that I didn't know. Anyway, is there a reason why so many high school players are taken early over college players?
It depends on the draft. I believe it fluctuates. It
Yeah,
fluctuates.
I don't see
Uh,
that. Yeah.
yeah, I want to say this year. I want to say it was more colleges taking the last few years, but it fluctuates.
Mhm. All right. All right. That's pretty much the questions, man. So listen, Easy. I appreciate you doing this, man. I know it's last minute, man. Just great information, man. I love to have you back on. Um, and that's why I mean the type of engagement and the questions that are being asked. I try to get all aspects of the game. I know we've been hard on the college side, man, but I appreciate Easy coming out, man, and talking the scouting game, the professional game. How he evaluates players and relationship, the parents and his, the players and stuff that he scouts. These guys are human, man. Parents listening in, man. These are normal dudes that's doing a job is to look and evaluate talent. You know what I mean? They ain't up, they ain't like on this level here where they're not approachable. They ain't a big bad, whatever. A lot of times, most of the times, what I'm saying, guys blend in, what I'm saying? And you may not even know that they're scouts, what I'm saying? So, he just said, be approached, you can walk up, ask him some questions, preferably before and after the game. I'm sure he ain't gonna want to be like, yo, hey, did you see number 12? Hey, what you think? I'm sure he ain't really on that type of stuff. But as far as asking some really good questions and information and stuff, these guys is real dudes, man. And I learned that from the personal relationships that I've made from my scouting, when they were scouting me out of high school. I mean, pretty much all my guys are still around, and I have talked to them, and when I see them, it's all love, and you become really good friends with these dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I was really good friends with my area scouts. Now these guys are front office dudes, man, and doing big things, and Easy's on his way too. You know what I'm saying? So, this is the beauty of this game. Like he said, it ain't just about playing. You can scout, you can, front office, you can be a coach and all that type. That's the beauty of this game. There's multiple things to do within this game that can help change people's lives. So this man right here, he being real modest and stuff like that. But he'll sign your kid. That's what you want. You know what I'm saying? One sign of a pen, one evaluation check that he brings into his people can change your life. Essentially, he's giving you a lottery ticket. Now your kid got to do his thing to get it. All right. And he got to do his thing to keep it. All right. To get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So this guy is, can change your life. Right? You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. So listen, Easy, man. I like to let I have all my guests come on and they always end it with a great message, man. You've been giving nuggets all day, man. So if you could, please, give us a great message to taking us out on anything, man. All right.
Continue to work hard, whatever you do. Strive for greatness. Doing this COVID stuff, protect yourself. And just try to have good days. Try to have good days. I appreciate the time, though. Appreciate the
All right,
time.
big.
Thank y'all for listening, and hopefully I helped someone out.
Yes, Rodney Brewer says great stuff, D. Yvette says thank you, gentlemen. Another informative sessions. Be safe, safe travels out there. Big Muck is Big Muck is on, and joined in. Shout out to my boy Big Muck. All right, Big Kelsey
Kelsey,
Mucker.
what's going on?
Yeah, he done joined in. All right, all right. So easy, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this prompt like this. I got to get you back on, and the beauty of this is that we're going to see each other pretty soon. All right, so September 19th. If you could we'll talk about it behind up in Atlanta. All right, I know I kind of hinted at that. I think I just locked that down the last couple of days, and definitely in September 26th in Jackson, Tennessee. I know you agreed to be there. All right, so I definitely hopefully you can make both weekends. All right, but I'll have some talent there. So parents, this man will be at both of those. Well, hopefully, I know at least one, and I'm gonna get him to try to get to the other one in the ATL. I don't think I have to pull his ATL, but I'm gonna try to get him there. And then, but definitely he will be in Jackson, Tennessee too, man. So come join us in the showcase, Pro Scouts, like my boy Easy here. I evaluating talent, man. All right. So I'll have the links and everything up in the next couple of days. Tomorrow, I'm back on the college scene tomorrow. I can't remember the top of who I'll have on tomorrow. Friday, I have Clark Atlanta's head coach, boy KC will be on. All right, so tomorrow I can't remember who's on, but anyway, join me 4 p.m. I'll post it like always. I appreciate you guys taking out the time, listening in like always. All right, we'll be on. All right, tomorrow 4 p.m. Easy. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much for doing this, man.
No problem. You have a great day.
All right, man. Parents, see you 4 p.m. tomorrow. All right.